Now, with that being said, let's look at the contents of the kit and see what we have to work with. Again, this is a cool box. I really don't want to destroy it. I still have the Strike and the Zaku 2 Real Grade boxes. It's nice and clean and a lot of cool features on this. Very well detailed here. Cool thing about, of course, this Real Grade kit is, of course, it fixes many of the problems that the High Grade kit has, specifically the over-the-shoulder railguns, because in the High Grade version of this kit, you actually had to fold the wings back and down so that way the over-the-shoulder railguns can come out. Now, the Master Grade does not have that problem. They've fixed that issue. So it's pretty much cool. It's going to be a cool thing to see how they made it to, you know, at the 1/44 scale for this kit. Opening up the box is very, very smooth and cool. And as always, they like to promote some kits on the Real Grade on the inside of the box, unlike in the on this side. Here's the Master Grade Freedom, which I do have, and would like to build next year. Hopefully have that ready. Perfect Grade, Strike Freedom, and Strike. Don't know if Bandai will ever decide to make a Freedom version in Perfect Grade. I don't think it will happen anytime soon. Here's the High Grade Freedom as what we referred to before, and here's the SD version of the Freedom as well. So, first tray we see here is the C plate tray, where it has the red and charcoal colored parts. Here's the decals, of course, and here's the beam sabers. And we got tray we got the B tray, which of course is the legs, the inner frame of the legs, the torso, the waist. Here are the feet, here are the hands, and of course portions of the arm. From here on this plate, which is I think the A plate. Is that correct? Yes, this is the A plate. We have the other wings here. There's some clear parts here. Some of the bluish grayish trim. Here's a portion of the shield, and the yellow part here. I'm assuming it's the only yellow part that this kit has. We got the white parts here. Portions of the railgun. Probably this one's for the thigh. This is a nice, perfect shade of blue, specifically for the wings and certain stuff. I think this is probably for the, not for the shoulder, I think it's for the foot. And we have more, we have the D plate and the G plate, which is the darker charcoal color of the kit. Here's an open hand. Here is, of course, the shoulder, and more decals. Surprisingly, this one has more decals than the other, the last two Real Grade kits that I've made this year. Some more white parts, portion of the shield. This is the E1 tray, and this is the F1 tray, the blue. And that's pretty much it. That's a lot of parts. All right, let's put this to the side. Later on, I'm going to remove them from their bags, cut them off their trees, and then just start sanding them down and getting ready to build them. But first, let's review the manual, or let's review the material.
So let's take a look at the instruction manual. First off, the cover is the same close-up of the Freedom from the actual box art. Really good art, by the way. I like how you can see the camera in the eye and in the forehead very easily. Really nice looking. So inside the first page, it shows you basically the inner frame of the Freedom Gundam, and then you see all the trees. A few action poses. I do like the pose of the Freedom with the armor, right beside the unarmored version. And for the construction, we start off with the feet. and go into the legs, then the waist, and the torso, then the shoulders, followed by the arms, and a pretty small section of the head, then a few more pictures, mostly of the accessories for the Freedom. And then we go into the rail guns, and the wings, which are actually a few pages, because they are rather complex. Then the beam rifle, the shield, and the beam sabers. And finally they show you the Freedom with the full burst, just like it did in the anime, way too many times, one of those reuse clips. And then they show you how to do it with the actual model kit. So, all in all, I really love how they are doing the real grade instructions by showing you little details with the highlighted in pink, which is it's really important because these are small kits, and they have a lot of detail like a master grade. But since they're so small, there is a chance of screwing it up because it just you miss something. So highlighting areas that are like black and such are a really good idea. And finally, on the back of the instruction manual, you get the decals, where you place every single decal. There's a lot. A lot. And finally, the bottom has the color guide, so if you want to paint the model kit, and even if you want to paint the little Kuriyamato figure it comes with. So that's the instructions. You also get a little pamphlet showing off something called gun print. I guess you just take one of the first 100 master grade box art and just put it onto a t-shirt or a wall scroll or a towel. I don't know, I might like the towel or the wall scroll, but I definitely wouldn't want a t-shirt of it. It's just the box. If it was just the mobile suit design without the background, maybe. I'm sure somebody would want a t-shirt of that.
I want one.
I'm sure someone out there would like it. Anyways, I also have a little booklet showing off the Gundam Seed Revival Project. And inside it has the, talks about the Blu-ray that's coming out. And it also shows the recently released high grades, which are slightly recolored and have some stickers. Big deal. But you also get some stuff about the Real Grade Skygrasper and the Master Grade Duel, which I really want. And also another high grade, which I can never remember the name of this thing, but I like it. But the back is pretty nice, because it actually shows you the Grand Slam, which it's for the Real Grade Ailstrike. It's going to be like a magazine release, either Hobby Japan or Dengeki Hobby. I'm assuming one of those two. And it doesn't just come with the Grand Slam, it also comes with extra knee joints, hands, elbows, and shoulders, because you can take your old high-grade Ailstrike and give it more articulation to kind of make it match with something from a newer model kit, which I really like. That actually looks really good. That's what the actual renewal project should have been, more articulation for the old kits. But enough of that, let's start building the Real Grade Freedom.
Okay, so now we're going to begin building the first part of this kit, which happens to be the feet and legs of the Freedom. And it's the same features as what I remembered from the Strike, especially this part of the foot, which is actually its own specific frame, and of course you have the leg frame as well. Very, very well intricate and detailed. I have to admit, I really like how they molded this part into several layers, just so you can bend and turn it around and stuff. We'll cover that in a few moments. Let me get my manual here ready so we can begin. So first thing we're going to do is going to work on the foot. Now, there's only a few parts here. And the first part is this guy, which, be very careful, there's a curvature here under this part. See if I can get some light here so you guys can see this. and you want to put it right under this, so it goes in nice and smooth. Now from here we take, according to what the instructions say, we'll stick in the front part first. Now you got two of these bottom ends. The one that you want to use is this one, which will go under here. And you know you're not going to make any mistakes because there's an alignment here. Right now there's nothing here, but if I take this blue part, the top part, and bring it down like so, it should look like that. Then you take the white trim, stick it in like that. Now this part is the same thing as before, where you have to turn it around and then bring it up. Then bring this part, I'll do this in the bottom like that. Actually, let's zoom in. Whoops, too much. There you go. You may not get it on the first try, so you may want to finagle it a bit. Come on, get in there. Find the edge. There we go. So it looks like that. And then take this part like this and bring it down like so. Alright, so this foot is done. Whoops. Back up. There we go. Now then. You want to begin. This is, I'm sorry, I should also mention that this is the left leg. So with the left leg, you want to keep it in. You want to keep it in this position, like so, like that. Excuse me, and then bring this part over like that. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this right. Then, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'll make sure I do this right. It's like that. All right. I'm gonna keep it like that. Oh, my God! I'm going nuts here. All right, we'll leave that alone for now. All right. So we begin with this part here. That's the part of a thruster part that goes right there. Like so. And then we have these two side parts here. And if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah. Also, some parts here needs to be trimmed out. Be very careful. Don't trim out ones of the parts that is actually part of a peg. You will soon regret it. Here we go. So that looks like that. Now, the next part would be this, this, and this. In which case, I'm going to take this curvature part, stick it from here, then you'll have a white trim part that goes here, and then you close it up. Then begin with some of the trim parts, some of the armored parts, excuse me. So we have this part that goes right here, and this one that goes right here. Be very careful with the alignment and don't crush it. Just feel it out and push it in like that. Nice little snap feel.